The real man one day becomes enlightened. The unreal man never becomes enlightened. When the real man becomes enlightened, then there is no joy and no sadness. Then his being is just a witness. Joy comes, he watches it. Sadness comes, he watches it. Any moment of great happiness will also be a great moment of sadness. Sadness has come. It has happened to you, it is not you. The moment you remember this, suddenly you will see a distance arising between you and the sadness. It does not affect you anymore. When you lose awareness, it affects you. When you gain awareness, there is a distance. The more awareness rises to a higher peak, the more the distance becomes greater and greater. A moment comes, when you are so far away from your sadness, that it is as if it is no longer there. Let this become your key. Next time when sadness comes, just sit by the side and look at it and say, I am the watcher, I am not sadness, and see the difference. Immediately you have cut the very root of sadness. It is no more nourished, it will die of starvation, because we feed these emotions by being identified with them. When sadness comes, be really sad. Don't try to escape from it, allow it, cooperate with it. Let it dissolve in you and you be dissolved in it. Become one with it. Be really sad, no resistance, no conflict, no struggle. When happiness comes, be happy, dance, be ecstatic. When happiness comes, don't try to cling to it. Don't say that it should remain always and always, that is the way to miss it. When sadness comes, don't say, don't come to me, or, if you have come, please go soon. That is the way to miss it. Happiness is always shallow, sadness, always deep. Happiness is like a wave, sadness is like the innermost depth of an ocean. In sadness you remain with yourself, left alone. In happiness you start moving with people, you start sharing. In sadness you close your eyes, you delve deep within yourself. Sadness has a song, a very deep phenomenon is sadness. Accept it. Enjoy it. Taste it without any rejection, and you will see that it brings many gifts to you which no happiness can ever bring. That's how it should be. If you can like your sadness also, then the sadness is no longer sad. The sadness is sad because you dislike it. The sadness is sad because you would not like to be in it. The sadness is sad because you reject it. Even sadness becomes a flowering of tremendous beauty, of silence, of depth, if you like it. Nothing is wrong, that's what I want you to be, to like everything that happens, even sadness. Even death has to be loved, only then will you transcend death. If you can accept death, love and welcome it, now death cannot kill you, you have transcended it. If you can accept sadness, it is no more sadness. You have brought a new quality to it. You will grow through it. Now it will not be a stone, a rock on the path blocking the way, it will become a step. And remember always, a person who has not known deep sadness is a poor person. He will never have an inner richness. A person who has lived always happy, smiling, shallow, has not entered into the innermost temple of his being. He has missed the innermost shrine. If you say you will not move into sadness, that you want only happiness, then you cannot flow. Flow is only possible if you accept everything as it is, unconditionally. When sadness comes, accept it. Listen to its song. It has something to give to you. It has a gift which no happiness can give to you, only sadness can give it. If sadness and sorrow overtake you in life, you must have taken some wrong step. When you suffer, know that you have gone astray. The suffering is only a pointer, don't make it your lifestyle, don't become masochist, for masochism is a disease from which many people suffer. My sannyasins are not to be sad people. Enough of sadness. Throughout the whole past of humanity we have created sad saints and sages. It has been a nightmare. Now we need cheerful sages, saints who are capable of love and laughter. God is fed up with your old saints. He is continuously informing me not to send any more of the old type of saints. He needs a few dancers in heaven, the singers, lovers. The old saints have made heaven look like hell. So I am preparing my people. Our mind is a chooser, that's why the problem arises. Remain choiceless. And whatsoever happens and wherever you are, right or left, in the middle or not in the middle, enjoy the moment in its totality. While happy, dance, sing, play music, be happy. And when sadness comes, which is bound to come, which is coming, which has to come, which is inevitable, you cannot avoid it. If you try to avoid it you will have to destroy the very possibility of happiness. The day cannot be without the night, and the summer cannot be without the winter, and life cannot be without death. Remember, One who enjoys more is bound to suffer more because he becomes very sensitive. But suffering is not bad. If you understand it rightly, suffering is a cleansing. If you understand it rightly, sadness has a depth to it which no happiness can ever have. A person who is simply happy is always superficial. A person who has not known sorrow and has not known sadness, has not known the depths. He has not touched the bottom of his being, he has remained just on the periphery. One has to move within these two banks. Within these two banks flows the river. Life consists of sadness too. And sadness is also beautiful, it has its own depth, its own delicacy, its own deliciousness, its own taste. A man is poorer if he has not known sadness, he is impoverished, very much impoverished. His laughter will be shallow, his laughter will not have depth, because depth comes only through sadness. A man who knows sadness, if he laughs, his laughter will have depth. His laughter will have something of his sadness too, his laughter will be more colorful. Silence will give you sadness, and aloneness. You will need a little time to become familiar with those different shades and different flavors. Now this indivisible atom of consciousness can exist in two ways, it can exist in sadness, then it is in the world, it can exist in bliss, then it is in God. These are just two styles possible, and the same energy is needed for both. The same energy not allowed to move becomes stagnant and stale. Don't reject sadness and don't cling to happiness. And soon you will understand that happiness and sadness are two aspects of the same coin. Then you will see that happiness also has a sadness in it, and sadness also has a happiness in it. Then your inner being is enriched. Then you can enjoy everything, the morning and the evening also, the sunlight and the dark night also, the day and the night, the summer and the winter, life and death, you can enjoy all. The only thing really beautiful is blissfulness. And the only thing ugly is sadness, misery. But because the majority of human beings live in misery, they worship misery. They are afraid of bliss, they are afraid of blissful people. They cannot believe that somebody is really blissful. You are sad. Go into your sadness rather than escaping into some activity, into some occupation, rather than going to see a friend or to a movie or turning on the radio or the TV. Rather than escaping from it, turning your back towards it, drop all activity. Close your eyes, go into it, see what it is, why it is, and see without condemning it, because if you condemn you will not be able to see the totality of it. See without judging. If you judge, you will not be able to see the whole of it. Without judgment, without condemnation, without evaluation, just watch it, what it is. Look as if it is a flower, sad, a cloud, dark, but look at it with no judgment so that you can see all the facets of it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon, so you can never miss the fantastic and pro-life quotes video.